Welcome to Liberal Studies at Cal State San Marcos. The Liberal Studies degree is an undergraduate bachelor's degree of 120 units. In California, Liberal Studies is the name for the K-8 teacher preparation degree, while most other states call this degree education. What you'll learn in this major is the content or subject matter that you will need to know how to teach. If you want to teach a specific subject like math or history, or you want to teach high school, you should major in that subject, or you can come talk to me or an advisor if you still want to do liberal studies. The way that you become an elementary teacher in California is that you need to get a bachelor's degree, and it can be any 4-year degree. It doesn't have to be liberal studies. However, you also have to demonstrate subject matter competence, meaning that you need to demonstrate that you know the material that you're going to be teaching, and you do so either by taking standardized tests or by earning a state-approved waiver for these tests. And then you also need to get a teaching credential, which is coursework and clinical practice. The options within the liberal studies major that are specifically designed for aspiring teachers, or if you want to get a broad liberal arts education, are the elementary subject matter BA and the integrated teacher education program option. The elementary subject matter option is the typical 4-year bachelor's degree, and then if you want to get a teaching credential, you apply for another 1 year after you finish your bachelor's degree. The integrated teacher education program option within the liberal studies major combines the bachelor's degree with the multiple subject teaching credential. Because it combines these two programs into 4 years, that means that students will have to take a lot of units some semesters, more than 15, plus some summer classes. So you have to make sure that you talk to an advisor regularly to ensure progress towards graduation if you select this option. In addition, both as an ESM or an ITEP student, you have to apply to a credential program, and admission is not guaranteed. If, as an ITEP student, you are not accepted to a credential program, then you will have to switch to the ESM option to finish out the BA. After that, you can apply to the credential program at CSUSM or elsewhere, depending on what you would like to do. Students in both the ESM and ITEP options in the liberal studies major can earn the multiple subject CSET 1-3 waiver, which means that you would not have to take 3 state exams to demonstrate subject matter competence, and you must receive a minimum of 2.67 GPA overall to qualify for the waiver. In general, all majors require a C or better for all courses to receive the degree. You would apply for the waiver the semester before you graduate. The CSET waiver is different from the California Basic Skills requirement. The CSET does not waive the CBEST. If you have not met the basic skills requirement, you should take your CBEST as soon as possible because it's based on high school level skills. There are other ways that you might have met the CBEST already, so you should check the CCTC website. You can search CCTC CBEST to see if you've already met this requirement in other ways before registering to take the exam. You might have met it by taking the SAT and having received a score of 550 in math and 500 in English, or the ACT with a score of 23 in math and 22 in English, or maybe in other ways. So when do you need to select your option between ESM and ITEP? You should do that as soon as you know, but certainly by the end of your first year, and especially if you choose ITEP, since you will need to take more classes each semester or during summers. So for the first semester, it doesn't matter. You can change it later, and you should talk to the advisor if you do decide to change it. The courses that you take are the same for ESM and ITEP, except for what you take in the areas of focus, so it's important to make your selection carefully and then select your area of focus. The liberal studies major is a breadth major, meaning that you will learn material from a variety of disciplines. You also will need to have an area of depth, which means that you will focus on some subject matter area in more depth. There are differences between the areas of focus in the ESM and ITEP, so you should wait until you decide on the option before you choose an area of focus. The area of focus in the elementary subject matter option are listed here, and they're more numerous than the ones available for ITEP. The reason for this is the number of units that are required for ITEP. So you need to be careful which option you choose and which area of focus you choose. When you select between ESM and ITEP, you will also need to select an area of focus because that's how the system is set up. You can't just choose the option without also selecting an area of focus. But don't worry about making a firm selection right now for an area of focus, because you can change this later. In the first 2 years, you're primarily taking core classes outside of the area of focus anyway, so it will not matter. But by the end of your second year, you should really decide on which area of focus you're going to pursue. You can see the courses for each area of focus in the catalog and also on the second page of the approved course lists on the Liberal Studies Advising website. I'm going to put the link in the description below, and also you can access that same information from our Liberal Studies Department homepage. To make a selection for your area of focus, follow the instructions on the Liberal Studies Advising page. Also talk to one of the Liberal Studies advisors. And once you make your selection, your degree planner and your ARR, or Academic Requirements Report, will be updated to show which courses you will need to take to complete that area of focus. Students often wonder how they should select an area of focus. You should select something that you like, something that you're good at. You might consider high needs areas, perhaps STEM areas or bilingual education, but do not pick these if you would not enjoy teaching in these areas. We want you to be passionate and engaged in what you're teaching, so you should not pick something just because you think it will look good. You should also talk to your professors, and you can talk to me as department chair about it to see what would be the best choice for you. As a first-year student, what should you take in your first semester? Assuming a 15-unit full-time schedule, you should take Math 210, GO 102, two of these 3 courses, Liberal Studies 100, Link 200, and Geog 201. And you should take your Language Other Than English course. It's important to remember that general education classes for liberal studies are specific, so you cannot just take anything. You should really follow that ACL or that approved course list. If you need to contact your professor before the semester starts, you can find their name by the class that you're taking. You can look up their email by searching for the professor's name in the directory from the search tool on the homepage of Cal State San Marcos. And all of these green links are live links, so you can click on them in the PowerPoint presentation. You should make sure that you're professional in your email, and I linked here a tips article on how to write a professional email in academia. And if your class shows staff instead of an instructor name, it means that a professor has not yet been assigned, but rest assured that a professor will be assigned by the time the semester starts. If you still need to contact someone in relation to that class that says staff, email the chair of the department that offers that class. The Liberal Studies Department, for example, offers classes that have these prefixes: LBST, which are Liberal Studies, Linguistics, Geography, Interdisciplinary Studies, and Border Studies. If you need to contact someone from the Math Department, just look up the Math Department and look for their staff directory for the department chair. Here's some tips for success. You should pay close attention to the approved course list and your degree planner, and when classes are offered. Some classes are spring only or fall only. You should meet with the Liberal Studies advisor each semester. And you should really do your best. Make the most of your time here. Learn, keep your grades up. Remember that in order to get the waiver, you need a minimum of 2.67 GPA, and you also have to be admitted to the School of Education. And you want to aim higher than that because you want to be a great teacher. You should see your professors. We really want to talk to you, and we want to help you succeed. And you will want to ask them for letters of recommendation later, either for applying to the School of Education or maybe graduate school. You should make friends and study together. If you need help, seek help. The Academic Success Center is a good place to start. If you have room and interest, consider adding a minor to this major. Our department itself offers 3 minors in Border Studies, Geography, and Linguistics, and there are other minors at the university that you might consider as well. As you get close to finishing your bachelor's degree, if the reason you're doing this major is because you want to become a teacher, you will want to apply to a credential program. If you're doing the elementary subject matter BA option, you can apply to a multiple subject credential program or another credential program anywhere. It does not have to be Cal State San Marcos, although our program is great and we encourage you to apply here. If you're doing ITEP, you will apply to the School of Education at CSUSM in your junior year. You should explore the Cal State San Marcos School of Education website to become familiar with all the programs that are offered there. And I can't stress enough how important it is to join the Future Educators Association, and I actually want to take you there. The Future Educators Association is an association, it's a club that has a membership of over 250 students at this point, and it's run by students, organized by students, and you can get a lot of information and resources that will help you on your path as you navigate becoming a teacher in California. Have a great first semester at Cal State San Marcos. We look forward to seeing you on campus and in our classes. Thank you.